Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment and subscribe. Now today we're going to talk about the two monsters in their respective divisions that are going to collide on the 25th of July. So it's literally 3 days from now. And it looks like we're going to get a good month of boxing. Stephen Fulton, Cool Boy Steph, WBC World Super Bantamweight Champion and WBO World Superweight Champion. And he's 21-0, 8 knockouts. He has gone to the Far East and he is challenging the monster of the bantamweight division, the undisputed Inoue. Well, I think in Japanese it's Inoue Noya. You say the surname first and then the first name first. Last, sorry, and then he's 24-0, another undefeated fighter, 21 KOs out of the 24 fights, and he's got 87.5% knockout ratio. The Japanese monster from Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan, and he has a very good resume. And notable opponents that I remember that I watched that I was actually interested in was the Nonito Donaire fight. The very first fight was a really good fight, back and forth action, strong, but Inoue, he's really good. He's got power for such a small guy, and like all Japanese fighters, I have to take my hat off to him. He's very technical, but also very strong for the smaller division, and very confident. You can just see professional in perfection in his style. Now, Cool Boy Steph, on the other hand, is a little bit different, skillful, quick, very fluid, very fast, good boxer, very good counter puncher as well. But it's going to be interesting to see who wins in this upcoming bout and see who comes out victorious. My money's on Inoue because I think he can do both. He can bang and go for the knockout, but he can also take you into the deep waters in the later rounds. But anyway, I'm going to talk about a press conference that was had before leading up to the fight that's coming up, and some words were said by Stephen Fulton's coach. So I'm going to play the audio and then I'm going to get back into it after it. So with no further ado.
I would like to change the narrative in this press conference. Normally the media asks the fighter and the team questions, but I would like to ask the media, the WBC, the WBO, and the Japan Boxing Commission a few questions.
そして、普段この、記者会見というのは私たちが質問を受ける立場ではありますけれども、 WBC、WBO、そして JBC、自分の方からもいろいろと聞いていきたいと思います。
Hopefully, you will answer these questions with honesty and dignity. I was told that the people of Japan hold their honesty, integrity, and dignity at a high standards.
私もこの質問に皆さんが真摯に答えてくれることを望みます。また日本の皆さんは威厳を持って、そして自分たちに誇りを持った国民だと私は聞いております。
With that being said, I would like to ask the media a very important question. What is one of the most important things of the most important things involving fighters.
そしてその質問というのはこの試合を開催するにあたってこの2人のファイターがリングに上がって対峙するにあたり最も大切なものは何でしょうかという質問です。どなたかこの質問に答えていただける方はいらっしゃるでしょうか。最も重要なものは何でしょうかという質問です。
Okay, so with that being said, that was a good one. Y'all didn't answer me. I spoke with Fulton in regards to my concerns, and Fulton asked me not to discuss concerns, not to discuss my concerns. So in quote, Fulton said, I don't care to hear bricks in his gloves, I will still win. As I admire Fulton courage, I have to do my job as a trainer and look out for his safety.
私が今、このように発言をしているのも、我々は全力をかけて、そしてスティーブン・フルトンそのもの、その本人がこの試合に向けて真剣に取り組んでこの試合に来たということです。
I have a safety concern that I would like to address. In previous fights, Inoue and his team has wrapped his hands with the excessive amount of tape on his skin, then placing gauze and more tape, which creates a cast.
というのも前回の試合では自分たちにとってあまり納得のいけない結果にもなり、自分たちにとってはこの試合こそしっかりとクリーンに行っていきたいと思っています。
This is not an assumption I have proved. We could also wrap our hands in the same fashion, but then again, where is the level of safety for the fighters?
そしてこの試合そのものが選手たちのレベル、そして選手たちの質を下げることのないようになります。
If this issue isn't resolved, I will not let my fighter into the ring.
そしてこのような問題がまだまだ起こるようでしたら、選手たちがリングに上がる意味がなくなってくると思います。
We are already behind enemy line. We have made no request, nothing at all. We have not even asked for a rematch. This is the only request that I'm demanding.
ということで自分の今発しているものがしっかりと耳に届き、そして改善されることをここでしっかりと発言しておきたいと思います。
I would like for the hand wraps to be wrapped in a safely manner, not put tape on the hands or on the skin. The gauze go on the hands, and then the tape goes on the hands. Thank you very much for your time. Japan is an amazing country. I really appreciate you guys for all your hard work that you have been doing, and thank you very much.
ということを踏まえた上で自分たちの試合前にグローブをはめる前の自分の手がラッピングされるときに何の疑問も持たずに、そして安全な方法でなされること、そして安全、そして安心して試合が行えることを願っております。皆様こちらの時間ありがとうございました。日本のファンの皆さん、そしてメディアの皆さんもご清聴ありがとうございました。
So from the audio, which I've actually watched the footage of as well, the coach, Stephen Fulton's coach, is not happy with the style of hand wrapping, and it's very funny because when I watched the actual footage of the press conference, Stephen Fulton Jr. was actually surprised that the coach brought it up, and when he said that he won't let him fight if the wrapping's not done in the manner that he expects it to be done, so it's not making a cast on Inoue's fist, because obviously there's a big stink in boxing about hand wrapping ever since what's the guy's name, flipping heck, it escapes me, but I think it was Panama. Was it one of Panama Lewis? I think it was one of his fighters. He had basically like plaster Paris and had it on the fighter's hands. So instead of being wrapped normal, it had plaster Paris on. So basically when he fought, who did he fight now? I'm pretty sure. It escapes me now, but it'll come back to me anyway. But he fought a fairly notable fighter and he damaged him, And then obviously the trainer in the other corner cottoned on to what had gone on, and he wanted to inspect the gloves, and the fighter wouldn't let him inspect the gloves and kept trying to get away. And then he realised what had gone on, and he grabbed him, and then obviously he noted grabbed an official and let the official know what's going on, and then the fighter got found out, and then I think he got stripped and got banned from boxing as well for it, because it was a really big stink. So any kind of advantage when it comes to hand wrapping or gloves, trainers are on it, coaches are on it, some fighters are on it as well. So, you know, they don't want any unexpected or unfair advantage. And obviously, because he's gone over to Japan, he wants everything to be as fair as possible. But it's funny because the reaction from Stephen Fulton Jr. is pretty, like, surprised, like, rah, we already spoke about this, and why are you bringing it up? And he even mentions it in the press conference, that he asked him not to bring it up. He said he don't care, he just wants to fight him. So that shows to me that the coach is the one who's a bit apprehensive. It's not Stephen Fulton that is apprehensive, but I think it's just he's trying to take every precaution because he wants his fighter to win, and obviously it's his job to protect his fighters at all costs. But we know that someone from one team can go and inspect the gloves and check how the hands are getting wrapped, but I'm not sure how each person's member or people in their team, how experienced they are when it comes to certain things like that. So you really want somebody that knows about those intricacies when it comes to boxing. The best thing would be really, but you can't really do that, if that both fighters, when they're getting hand wraps, they're getting hand wrapped in the same room, so both parties can observe what's going on. But obviously, because of adrenaline and the build up for the fight and nerves and stuff, and then warming up, it's not feasible. So that's why they always send another member of each team to observe the hand wrapping ceremony, basically. But anyway, when this was mentioned, you could see that Inoue was a bit surprised as well, but a little bit angry, but he smiles a little bit. So I just think that he's not really fussed, because it has actually happened before in other fights where he's been accused of stuff, and then they've checked the gloves, and then it's turned out there's nothing wrong with the gloves. He just hits that hard that I think a lot of the fighters think he may have some sort of an advantage, and they just want to make sure that the playing field is, like, level. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe the coach shouldn't have done that, because psychologically you're sending a message to the other camp's team that you're a bit apprehensive about his power. And psychologically, you're sending a message to Stephen Fulton as well, because you're kind of telling him you're not sure if he should fight this guy, because why would you mention it if he's already on board that he doesn't care? He wants to just fight. And remember, he's stepping up to the plate to go to Japan to do this. So if he's the one who's willing to do this and willing to go on the road, and obviously Inoue is willing to meet him down the road, you can see who's daring and who wants to make a statement. Maybe it's because he doesn't feel that he's how can I put it, established in his division, and feels that he needs a notable name, a bit more, someone of a bit more substance that people regard very high on his resume, which is a good thing, because if he does beat Inoue, he actually becomes basically the man in the sense, and he gets put on that pound for pound list pretty high up as well, because he's beat quite a few notable opponents himself as well in his division. And fair enough, he may be the bigger man, but I think it's £3, but on fight night it's not going to make a big difference. I think they're probably way around the same, if that, here or there, give or take. He may be slightly bigger, but he can move pretty quick, Fulton. And from his fights that I've seen, he is actually very fluid. So, you know, I reckon they'll be more or less around the same weight anyway. But give or take a pound. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting fight. So anyway, what do you think of the audio, and do you think that his coach should never have mentioned his misgivings in the press conference? And does this stink of apprehension, and will it affect Fulton's mindset? Because as I understand it, the coach works for the fighter doesn't work for the coach. So to say that you're going to pull him out, that would mean you would have to actually basically say you didn't agree with the fighter and you're going to leave him. And if that was the case, then you'd be leaving the fighter wouldn't really leave the fight. So even if you're saying that, you couldn't really do that anyway, because you work for the fighter. You don't, it's not the other way around. The fighter doesn't work for you, you work for him. He employs you, you get paid to train him. So by saying that, really, you know, you have actually gave away an edge of a bit of weakness. But and what you said is actually contradictory, because it's not true. The fighter is the one who's in control. You know, no one can dictate to the fighter what he really wants to do, if he wants to do it, because obviously he's the one who's decided to go where he's going. But anyway, what do you think on this subject, and what do you think on the fight? Who have you got to win? Do you think he's give away an edge? And do you think Inoue is going to punish him more so because of this now? Will this like psychologically give him a bee on his bonnet? So leave your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the notification bell if you want more content like this, and like, comment and subscribe. And that's another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.